skinny. I am who I am on this phone as I am in real life. The drugs have messed with me. They messed my voice up. I'm a songwriter. I'm probably going to have to find more people to do my songs and me singles because of all these problems. It pumps you up. The steroids and all the things you have to take is horrible. Well, anyways, so I get a phone call at home, guys. I wish to God, I wish to God I had my recorder.
Yeah.
I was married back then to him. I get a call. When you get your call back, your agent calls you. The producer or the director or the owner of the company doesn't call. Unless you're Brad Pitt and he knows you, or Julia Roberts. I was an unknown working actress. Why would Harvey Weinstein call me?
Harvey called you?
At home.
At
and
home.
God is my witness at home. I lived out on the Wakama River on Katie's Landing. I could show y'all the exact place. Wish we could go on a field trip there. Yes, at home. And this is what he says. I will try to do it. This is Harvey Weinstein. We loved your audition. You did fantastic. We want you to come back for the lead of Sylvie. As far as I'm concerned, you have the part. I was like, what? And I thought it was a joke. I didn't know who Harvey Weinstein was. Never heard of him. Well, I couldn't put it together. I'd probably seen his movies, but I didn't put it together. It's not like I'm sitting there watching the credits at the end going, well, who produced this movie? I did later. That taught me something. Watch the credits. Know who these people are. So I'm like, it's a joke. It's a joke. And number one, my agents, they were models over at for Christian Dior. They were Jeff is Creole. They're the Collanders. Sonia, Jeff. She's drop dead gorgeous. She's a black lady. Well, I don't think she's just African. Most people are mixed, but he's from New Orleans, down south where I'm from. So he loved me. My agent would call. Not even the owner.
So what happened?
You
just thought it was a joke and you didn't go in?
He called me home. That's a no-no. If a producer, director, or someone that owns the company called you at home, that's a big-ass red flag.
Okay, so you just didn't go?
I thought it was a joke.
You just didn't go in?
Huh?
You just didn't go in?
No. I went, but I didn't believe it was real.
Oh, okay.
I thought, what the hell? Why isn't my agent calling me? And here's the thing I never found out. I never found out who gave me my number. That's supposed to be private.
Yeah.
I don't want anyone to have my number. I don't want anyone to have my number. Only people that's supposed to call me is my agent. Here's the other thing,
put it on your form.
Yes, I did. That's what you beat
Harvey
me to the punch.
Because he could get anything there.
Don't beat me to the punch.
Oh, sorry.
No,
sorry.
He gets a headshot and he gets my resume. That's it. He gets some pictures. Of course, they send him all the pictures. Well, you'll see why he auditioned me. I wish I had a picture right now. I could show y'all. You're going to freak. So I sent some to Trudy. So anyways, because I have a picture of me in a jade outfit where I just have like this little green bandeau. It's all this juggly. And I have a little skirt that's on my hips. It's got a cut in it. It's one of the pictures he saw. And I have an arm up. It's taken at this river. Oh, baby, I look like it looks like an ad for a movie. People went crazy. And then I got all these other pictures that are dropped in. Gorgeous. I'm not being bragger. I worked damn hard to get gain weight. I finally gained some weight because I was too thin. And I started lifting weights and running and really become a freak about my body. And actually it was required. If you were with a good agency, they would check and see if you worked out and they would weigh you. And when they weighed me, I wasn't working out like I should have been. I wasn't in bad shape. But let me tell you something about agencies, folks. If you're not in shape, I don't care if you're skinny naturally, that doesn't count. You're going to have to go to the gym because there's competition like you would believe.
Oh,
And
yeah.
like let's say I was hypothetically between 27 and 31. I'm competing against 15-year-olds. Okay?
That's
So
old.
you
That's
better
old in
look good.
Hollywood. You know that?
Nobody knows. I didn't say I was that old.
See, but
I
that's
just
why
said
I was saying, Foxy,
hypothetically.
they all shave about 5 years off their age.
No, they really, the people I auditioned with, they were their age.
Yeah.
They were. They were babies. Babies. And they like
Barry
that,
Manilow.
see?
You know
Because
Barry
they can
Manilow?
manipulate
Barry
you.
Manilow's really like
Huh?
6 years old. Barry Manilow, do you know him?
Yes, I love Barry Manilow.
Yeah, you love him?
I didn't know he was gay, though.
He never admitted it because he thought it would be bad for his career, but everybody knew it anyway.
It would have been, even now. It would have been, even now.
Yeah.
By gay people that are in the industry. I know leading men that are gay that I would never tell people.
Right,
It'll
but
hurt
do you know he shaved like at least 5 years off his age?
Well, he's had all kinds of plastic surgery and changed since 1982.
Yeah, he's had plastic surgery and all kinds of stuff, yeah.
I've never had plastic surgery, and I never will because his things are changing. They look better. Those lips, thank God I got naturally full. I've got great cheekbones.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not touching my body. When I was in those accidents, I had to have reconstructive surgery. Anyways, let me get to Harvey. So he calls me at home. This is Harvey, I cheat. And he's got this real nasally voice. And it was real loud. When I walked in my house, I could hear it. The recorder came out. And I was like, hot diggity damn. I got that job. I booked the lead. I'm fixing to get the lead. And I figured, Carolyn, I was so happy. I figured, well, it's a little small indie. I didn't know who these people were. I just figured they were some little, ragtag people that were going to make a movie. I was like, if I make $50,000 in 30 days, I'll be so happy. I didn't care what they paid me. I was going to be a lead. And that is great to have that, video that you could give up a director and say, I was a lead, because you've got that tape. Mm-hmm. Everybody, I'll tell you about that in a minute. So I hear that voice. I'm Harvey Weinstein. You did great on that. We love you. We want you to play Sylvie. I was like, okay. Wow. I made my ex-husband listen, and I was calling everybody, is this for real? Who's pranking me? Because my friends did. I was supposed to work with Mel Gibson, but I'll tell you about that in a minute. So we go, and everybody goes, it's got to be real. Don't worry about it. Just go and see what happens. I think maybe one person told me, yeah, he's legit. He's a big time guy. Go. I go, well, what has he done? Just go. They didn't tell me. Nobody told me, watch out for him. We're in Florida. Okay, we're not in New York. We're not in California. We're not in another country. We're in Orlando, going towards Tampa. It's like they call it Kissimmee, but it looks like Kissimmee. It's a real weird town. It's got these real weird tourist things, like alien stuff. It's strange. I got to tell you this other story. So anyways, I'm like, why is he calling me at home? Why is it, Donna, my agent, the Collanders had agents, and Donna and Sandy. Sandy was my first agent. I can't remember if Sandy was my agent when I got it. She was an older lady, or it was the younger girl, Donna, because I got to be real good friends with Donna. And Donna knew my real age. She was such a true blue girl, she never told. So I think probably Jeff knew. And Sonia, she looked like they say down here, black don't crack. Baby, it doesn't. That woman looked so young. And she had kids. She was still looked like she's straight off the runway. And Christian Dior, I don't know if they do it anymore, but they strictly used all African American models, no white people, and they paid $10,000 a day back then. Okay, so I know her. She's in a bar. Sylvie's she's a bartender. I wear I cute little white cowboy boots. I wear painted on jeans. I have a crop top. Do you understand what a crop top is? So I have this turquoise,
Sure,
cute little
absolutely, yeah.
crop top with these suspenders. I even have a cowboy hat that I don't wear it. I just have it in my hand as a prop, and I put it on and just cut out with flirty. I'm flirty. And there's a bunch of guys in the room, no women, no women outside, no more secretary. Same building. I have on skin tight jeans, white cowboy boots. I'm filthy. I'm dressed like my cousin. I do the scene again. That's when they're going to lay me down on videotape. First time they didn't do it because I'm just there to audition, but no one auditioned for the lead. There was one person in that whole room of about 30 people, girls, that's not counting the 20 guys that were in tight, like me, clothing. So I went back. I have hair done on my ass now. It wasn't that long. It was down to probably, it was long. I would sometimes trim it. It was down to my back. It was long. I had some bangs. It was really pretty. I'm blonde, light blonde hair. I have, it's got a little strawberry in it. Not as much as when I was little. It's very blonde in the summer. Green eyes. I have a lot of, my cousins actually have Asian in their DNA. They did a DNA test, which one of my cousins looks like a top Siberian model. She got a real long neck. And I have almond shaped eyes. They're green, but I had some Chinese people ask me on a cruise if I was Asian. I told my cousin is, I haven't taken a DNA test, but we have Indian. I'm sure I am. And then I did some research, and I think I'm from the Simi people. They were over in Europe. They were Asians, a tribe that married the Nordic tribe. That's what I look like. And then they came across the ice when it froze over, how we got Native Americans. So my dad says Cherokee, my mother has a Blackfoot, and I live with the Navajos in Arizona for a summer. So I go to Harvey Weinstein. I'm in those jeans. The guys are in the room. His brother's still sitting down. They jump up, shake my hand, and like a dumbass, I hug people. I'm a hugger. I was like, hey, how y'all doing? And I'm trying to talk like Cajun. I did talk in Cajun. And they were like, oh, that's cool. That is so cool. Maybe you should be a Cajun. And I took the reins. I took the alpha dog. I said, baby, I'm a Lou Guru. I think we should make her country. She should be a hillbilly. She's not a Cajun. So, because I wanted to do my cousin, I just read her in that. So I do it. They lay me down on tape. Then they do some more scenes where there's men actor interacting with me. It was a little uncomfortable. I hadn't had those practices. I didn't know like I knew my monologue, but I taught the whole monologue. She's like, yeah, she's real up close to, and that's another thing. I think Harvey's brother was the one that I did that scene with the second time, and I wasn't afraid of him at all.
Was he a close talker?
Guys,
did he talk very close to your face?
Right. No,
No.
I shocked the crap out of him. I got in his face.
Oh, you were the close talker.
Aggressive.
You got aggressive.
I could tell they were trying to intimidate me. And I wanted to show them, baby, I'm a hillbilly Louisiana Cajun. You can't intimidate me. Now, here's the important part. I'm in jeans, remember? Jeans. I lived on a river full of gators. We had black bear, vultures, deer, snakes. We have a horrible snake problem. 80% of the snakes are gone in Florida because of the pythons and the exotics. They just caught a 19-foot of them, 19-foot female with 90 eggs. They have killed 80% of the possums, raccoons, and bobcats. They were a huge, huge problem. It was dangerous.
So you're saying you live with those wild animal predators, so you're not scared of these guys?
Right. I've also I'll tell you about what happened when two guys try to expose themselves. I'll tell you, I'm not scared easily. I carry a cattle prod with me, a gun to shoot 8 times. So I don't have to reload, and it's legal to do that in the South. All I have to do is put it on the seat. I don't have to register. I mean, I don't have to,
Does it give you a
papers.
shock? It gives you a shock?
It'll shock a bull. What do you think? It'll shock a 1,200-pound bull. I worked on a ranch, a farm. My papa owned a ranch. But no, my papa, he wasn't Cajun because that was my daddy's stepfather. But he was the only father he ever knew because his father was in the war and came back messed up, sick. So, and he eventually died. They owned a lot of property. They were well-to-do people. But I think really my grandmother is where the Cajun comes from. She was dark. My Uncle Ed, my buddy, he was dark. So anyways, I go in there. I have a Bowie knife. Do you know what a Bowie knife is?
Yeah. That's pretty. You're carrying a Bowie knife and a cattle prod?
I don't carry the cattle prod in the audition. It's in my car. The car's right there. You walk out. No, I have.
You brought the Bowie knife to the audition?
Yeah, it is so big. It looks like that knife, but it's shaped from crocodile.
Did you strap it to your leg?
No, I put it in my back pocket.
Oh, wow.
So when I turned around, because there's skaters everywhere, they can run 30 miles an hour. I had to pull my boat in the mud at low tide. I had no shoes on. My toughest cousin, the one I placed the part on, she's a twin. She can fly a plane. She can hunt, fish. She does everything those boys do. When I was little, those 5 boys tortured me. She's the baby. She thinks she's tough. Wait a minute. So I have this huge ass Bowie knife.
If she's a twin, maybe her sister is doing the other things and you think she's doing so much.
She's a twin. Her twin is a boy.
Oh,
it's Christopher and Kathy. They're both redheads with blue eyes.
All right.
Because their mother was married so many times. Their Cajun twin brothers are dark and don't look anything like them. Their mother's half-blood Indian. Well, excuse me, she's a quarter because her grandmother was full-blood. So I made her a quarter, right? Anyways, whatever. She's got jet black hair. They're drop-dead gorgeous. Okay, so my cousins are all beautiful. And I got a million of them because my grandmother had 11 on that side and my other grandmother had 10. So I got about 50,000 cousins. So I go in there, I do the audition. They go, how the hell do you do this? You are so good. And they're building me up, and I turn around. They haven't noticed my back pocket. It's got this leather sheath that's handmade. It's beautiful. I love knives. I used to have to defend myself. So at school, the public school was so dangerous. If people would attack you for your lunch money, beat you up. They threw a boy off the 3rd floor. It was horrible. So you learn real quick to be street smart. So they go, what's that in your back pocket? And I tell them my nickname. I'm like, they go, what do they call you? I said, you can call me BB. And they are laughing. They go, why do you say it like that? I go, because when my Cajun friends from down south, down home, when they call, like when these Texians call me, they're like, oh, how are you doing? I'm like, well, I'm doing all right. Jim, like my little nephew, he's very country. He'd go, may I help you, please? Talks just like his darling accent. And I love him, and I can talk like that. I've been around him since I was in kindergarten, but I spoke fluent, Cajun patois. I didn't speak like them. My mother, it drove her crazy because she was like, oh, you can't do that. It's blah, 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 blah. Well, anyways, I go, well, c'est va, chat. I walked in, I was so strutting. I go, c'est va, chat, you like the outfit? Does it look like Sylvie? And I put on my cowboy hat. I go, this is my real cowboy hat. I'm a real cowgirl. I go, I used to trade horses. and a big horse is 16 heads high. And I let them know. I go, yep, I'm a true Southern girl. And they go, what's that in your back pocket, BB? I go, that is my knife. I live on a river with cocoa tree. They go, what? I go, I live on a river. It's full of cocoa tree. Don't go anywhere in Florida or Louisiana and swim in any lake, any spring, or any river because you'll get attacked. Like, really? What's a cocoa tree? They couldn't say it. They were like you. And I go, that's a gator. Yeah, that's a gator. And I'm a skin walking Cajun hillbilly. And I go, I just pulled my boat out of the mud in low tide not long ago. You have to have weapons. Those things can run 30 miles an hour. They're laughing. They're eating it up. I'm a storyteller. And I get more and more confident, and I've already done my audition. They're just lathering me with praise. And he's laughing, but no one's getting close to me just for when we auditioned. And it shocked him that I got right up in his face. I'm like, and I told him, I'm an alpha dog, I'm an alpha wolf, loup-garou that live with the Navajos, and I'll skin walk all over your ass if you mess with me. Well, it was cutting up. I love to cut up. I wasn't threatening them, but they knew I was street smart. They knew I had a knife, and I knew how to use it. I taught a girl how to break a guy's arm today if he put her in a chokehold.
Today?
Sure wish I could have taught you that. Yeah. I taught her a self-defense move. I teach women how to do that. If you are like, it makes me sick. Because Shanann, if she had known, maybe she'd have made it. What you do is when Chris put her in that chokehold against that carotid artery,
right.
See, they could choke you out in about 5 seconds. They could do that
in seconds. In seconds, you're gone.
Did you hear me? About 5 seconds, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe 3.
Maybe.
And you black completely out.
Right, I know.
Go on the internet. Go on YouTube. There's an old guy. He's in his 80s. Hey, he may be older. He's still ticking. He goes and he trained Bruce Lee. Bruce Lee did not know a lot of the things that people think he knew. His name is Mel, M-E-L. He's got this crazy looking kind of blonde red hair. He trained Bruce Lee. He knew Chuck Norris. He knew all those people. I think he said, what did he train Bruce Lee to do?
Did he do Ralph Macchio, the Karate Kid?
No. This guy's old. He lived during the time of when he was a young guy. He was winning world trophies for, Taekwondo and Jiu-Jitsu. I think the guy boxed. There was what do MMA, mixed martial arts guys? They kick, but they
they do all kinds of things. You can't just go up to anybody because they know all that stuff, and even then, they'll kick you, they'll just turn you around, and you don't even know what they're doing.
This guy's in his 80s, maybe 90, and he chokes people out.
Yeah.
Joe Rogan knows who he is.
Oh yeah,
the Joe Rogan shows I'm sure he's had him on. He's famous. I've watched him choke people out. He teaches you how to do it. So when Chris grabbed her, okay, she's panicking. If she's been standing up, if you're standing up and a rapist grabs you, okay, pretend, right now, I can't look at you. I need to see you. Then I'll tell you what to do.
I don't have anybody here to grab me right now. Everybody's asleep in the house.
Well, you can do it yourself. I'm going to teach you.
I could grab myself?
So pretend like he's got you around the neck.
Okay.
Put your head up next to your carotid artery.
Okay.
Okay?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So now he's present. He's come from behind.
Right.
He's got his arm up against your neck. Your hands are loose. He's got you where you can't move, and he can choke you out in 3 seconds. And I want to be crude. It's an adult audience. Y'all don't be mad at me. Look, bitch, I'm going to get you. You better do what I say. So you say, oh, okay. But when you completely relax to like Jell-O, let your body go until it's just like noodles. Let him think. Tell him, I'll do anything you say. Please don't hurt me. Whatever you got to do. But relax your whole body. That's what they taught me.
But is that, but
He's
when
got
he
arm.
has his hand
Your
around my
arm.
neck,
Listen
I'm relaxing my whole
He's
body?
got you pinned. What?
Wait, I'm confused.
Relax your whole
But when am I relaxing?
body.
Does he have his arm around my neck
Well,
yet?
he's got his hand around your neck. He's got his hand pressed on that artery. He's telling you if you don't do what he says, he's going to hurt you.
Yeah.
You play along. You relax your body. He's got his hand over your chest. He's got your arm. Let me look at you. Your arm should be, let me look back at you.
Where are my arms?
Your arm, hang
he's
on.
got his arm around
Take
he's
an
got
arm,
his whole arm
put
like
it
that around
over
my
your,
neck,
like,
right?
bend it. Touch your neck. Touch your neck for me.
Cut
Are you
my
doing
neck?
it? Touch
Cut my neck.
your neck. Touch.
Oh, touch.
Touch. Huh?
Touch.
Touch your neck.
I am.
Bend your arm, Carolyn. Put it up to your neck in a choking position. Pretend like you're choking yourself.
I am.
Are you bending your arm? Put it on your neck, Carolyn.
They
On
are.
the
Look,
front.
they are.
Just put your hand around your throat.
They are.
Your arm,
Look at me, Foxibot. I'm going to die if I do it
your
anymore.
arm will naturally bend. Carolyn,
Yeah.
put your hand around your own throat.
They are.
Your
Look,
right
Foxy.
arm. Okay, I can't see you.
They are.
I
They're
see you
around my
doing
neck.
something
I'm
else.
telling you. I promise you.
All right. Okay, I can't. I don't. Oh, I know why. Because the thing I pushed accidentally.
Oh,
okay,
you
now.
went back.
Okay,
Yeah.
never mind. Just one hand. One hand,
Okay.
not two. Take one hand away.
Okay.
Put one hand down.
Okay.
All right. So he's behind you. We're going to pretend he's got you from behind.
Okay.
Now your arm is kind of over your chest because he's come out from behind over your breast and he's got you in a chokehold. And he's got his other arm on you. You want to completely relax. You tell him you fall like you're going to collapse. He's going to almost have to pull you up because you're going to give in. You're not going to ridge up. You're not going to tense up. You're going to pretend like you're about to faint. Let your body go limp.
All right.
When he does that, now keep your hand up there because he'll still have it on your neck. Take your other hand, grab his wrist. Pretend like the hand around your neck is his hand.
Okay.
Now take your other hand and put it on his wrist.
I got him.
When you're relaxed and you're slipping, you grab a hold of that wrist. And then you're going to take, and then I really kind of have to be there, and you take it, and it's like a dance. It's such an easy move. I taught a girl in TJ Maxx today that weighed about 90 pounds, and I showed it on her friend, and she was able to do it. You take it, and you turn the wrist. I'm not good at it, so I guess you got your hand, you're going to turn the arm completely around, and you break it. You can use both arms. It's such an easy
but I'm not going to really break my wrist.
No, you're going to break his arm. Oh. You're going to take his wrist. He's got his hand around your neck. Right. You're going to put your hand on his wrist. You're just going to touch it. He's not going to be alerted because you're sliding down. You're giving in. You don't really want to fall. You just want your body to go limp. So he's going to realize you're not resisting. When you get that opportunity, the first thing you want to do, hopefully you'll have some good shoes on. I always wore boots with steel toes, cowboy boots. Slam the shit out of his foot. Yeah. Slam as hard as you can. When you get that opportunity, then you put your arm around his wrist. Your hand. Yeah. Then you'll twist the arm. It's such an easy move. I wish I was better at describing things. Like I said, I could show y'all. Right. And you just turn it around and it'll snap. You can even, once you get a grip on it and you turn it that way, He will not be able to move. He will scream like a baby. I don't care how big he is, because you're fixing to snap that arm.
I see.
I
I
snapped
don't
it
know. I
today
gotta
for
see.
her.
I've got to try that with my husband because I really need somebody holding. I don't think I would be able to move my husband's hand away. I don't know. I have to
No,
try
you
it.
would. When I've done it. I've done it in defense. My brother was a Marine. He was a jiu-jitsu, he was a, there's a French foot fighting, but I don't remember the name of it. He was sick for. So he could lift like Bruce Lee. I've never seen a man that
I'll try it
tall.
when he gets up tomorrow. I'll try it. Okay, I will.
You
try it.
take the risk. He's got it around your neck. He comes around you. He puts it near the major artery, because that's how they press it. They press on that to knock you out. They squeeze you. Mel can do it in 3 seconds flat. Before you count to 3, those men are out on the floor. These are martial arts. This mixed martial arts guy being put down by like an 87-year-old, 90-year-old man. He laughs. He loves it. So, and he's the inventor. I mean, like, he made mixed martial arts. Him and Bruce Lee, Chuck Norris, they all knew each other.
Ralph
and
Macchio.
He does these demonstrations. You can watch him on the internet. I don't remember his last name. His first name is Mel, M-E-L. Pretty sure. He's got this crazy hair. Well, he shows you how to choke people out. And I was showed, what do you do when someone puts you in a chokehold? He comes from behind. You put your arm, like he's got you. You really can't move. He's got you. So you want to relax, and he may have a knife to your throat. So to cut that artery. So you want to take that chance after you stomp the hell out of him. You want to, then you move the wrist. It's like you move it to the opposite direction. I'm like an idiot. Y'all can't see me. Like an idiot, I'm turning my hand. It was so much fun to teach her that today because it's so freaking easy. And you could do a 2-hold and break. You know, she was so skinny that I told her, once you get that arm, that wrist, you turn that arm in the opposite direction to where it is not a natural position. And you pull, and it snaps like a twig. And it's gross, but if you're in fear of your life, you damn sure going to do it. So I do all this coming into Harvey. Let me take my notes so I can just read y'all I'm going to just read it to you. This is my book. It's called My Cartoon Life. Okay? Being on YouTube, you know, I talk to a lot of people and I practice my book. I've gotten a hell of a lot of good feedback, wonderful people. I'll buy whatever you write. So I was talking to a girl in the comment section about men who, like him, who do. So let me read it. You're right. It was a honey trap. Audition for him. Believe it or not, but there were many people in the room. He called me at home, which was weird. Never happens unless you're famous. They told me I was great. And when I went back for a callback, I had a big Bowie knife in my back pocket because I lived on a river next to 500 acres of state park. And when they asked me what it was, I pulled it out and I said, "This is home shit, Shaw. I'm half Louisiana Cajun, half hillbilly." When he asked me to do a nude scene, that's when it came. No nudity. I have that with my agency contract. Absolutely no nudity. I've had Playboy ask me since I was 18 years old. They paid $20,000 back then. You made a good playmate. If you made the centerfold, you make about $100,000 a year, $2,000 per personal appearance. If I wanted to do that, that's another story. I would have, but I didn't. I don't do demonic scenes, and I don't do sex scenes. You know, really gross.
So wait. So you had to do a nude scene. So then you just told him no nudity.
No, they weren't supposed to send me on any auditions required nudity. It was in my contract with my agency. They sit you down. You fill out a contract. You say what you will and won't do. Mm-hmm. I will not do really disgusting, violent
What
things.
kind of nude was
Well,
it?
someone
Was it like full frontal nudity or just walking away from behind?
Wait, I'm going to tell you. Now you know I don't do it.
Right.
Now you know the agency should have never sent me. Then I waste their time and I waste my time.
Did you think about it for like half a second at all?
He's already told me, you got it. You're filthy.
Did you think about it for half a second?
I say to him, huh?
Did you think about it for half a second?
No, wait, let me tell you.
Oh, okay.
I'm half Louisiana Cajun, half hillbilly. When he asked me to do a nude scene, oddly, no one really pushed me. They just started telling me how great I was. And it was only for a second. The guy that's going to have the Vietnam flashback, it's for the movie. It's part of the critical part of the story because he has PTSD. And I say to Harvey and his brother, and his brother's looking at the floor. Harvey done taken over. Now the brother is kind of protecting me, and the other guys won't look at me. He's starting to sell me. I don't do nudity, I say. I none. If I wanted to do nudity, I'd do Playboy. I've already been asked 20,000 times. So he says, well, it's just for the scene. I said, I have a body double. Her name is Ray. She's blonde. She just got a boob job. She's in great shape. She charges $1,200 a day. She would love to do this movie, and she would probably not charge you that much. She's a friend. She could pass for me. We don't look alike in the face, but she won't need the shots of the face. I can step in. Use body doubles all the time. I shouldn't even be here. Well, so and so, Foxy. It's just for the role, though. It's really important. Don't you think, like, it's only for a second. You guys are going to be in bed together. I said, well, will I have a bodysuit or underwear on? No or yes? You'll be nude. Why do I have to be nude in the bed? Well, then he's going to have a flashback. He has these violent flashbacks, and he's going to jump out of the bed, and he's really into it. He's acting the part for me. He's telling me about it, trying to get me it's for the movie. And he says, he jumps out of the bed and having this flashback, and you're like, oh, baby, what's wrong? I want you to, he goes, just for a second, you'll be exposed. I said, what will be exposed? Will I be in my underwear? Will I have a body socket on? What? What will show? Well, yeah, you'll show everything, but just for a flash. We'll be one. I said, nudity? Full nudity? I don't want my preacher and my daddy and everybody I know, my brother, that'd be horrible. I don't do nudity. You get a body double. It's going to help your career. You have the lead. We made the decision. It's you. You're her. We've loved you from the beginning. They didn't see the Bowie knife until after they asked me about the nudity. So then I'm like, well, I'd have to think about it. But right now, if you ask me, my answer is no. So they're pressuring me. So then his brother, he looks over at him and he goes, yeah, it wouldn't be long. He goes, well, what would you be willing to do? I said, nothing, nada, zip, zero. Get a body double. I have a bad temper. I won't lie. I'm real sweet, but push because I look the way I always did. You can't do that to me. So then they said, oh, then he started building me up. We love you so much. We just can't see anyone else in the part. And then they go, are you in SAG? I go, no, I'm not union. I just, I haven't gotten union. I thought you guys could get me. Yeah, we can. I said, I've done a lot of non-union work. I really don't want to be union right now. But I said, I can pay it. What is it, $800? Then I said, if it's union, I can join. So I said, I thought you guys would pay that. Yeah, well, we'll work it all out. They're all smooth. Just, I go from upset. They ask me about the night. I pull it out, okay, and their eyes were just like, whoa, what is that? I said, I think this was called Bowie knife. See, I have to deal with gators, so my neighbor skinned one, and they fined him $10,000. I said, I'm not going to have a gator come after my dogs or me. I have a gun, and I have a cattle prod in my car. I said, this home shit shop. I said, nobody messes with me. So then they start, backing off. It did catch me off guard, all right. And my first female role was taken away. Harvey comes up close to me. I've got the knife in my hand. And he goes, what's a little thing like you doing with that? And I pulled that move on him. I said, put your arm around me, babe. And he liked that. I said, now you got me. Grip me tight. He goes, wow, what's this? I said, I want to show you what I'm made of. And then I turned his arm, and he was not happy. He goes, how in the hell? And he was angry. I said, no one messes with me. I can take care of myself. And I have a crazy person I live with and a crazy family. They're not going to let you mess with me. This is the South. They don't care if you're from New York. Florida may look nice. It may have Disney. It may have the park and the studios. This ain't New York, sir. And I didn't know who he was. So I'm pissed at this time. I said, this ain't New York. This ain't California. We got the death penalty here. We don't take kindly to people taking advantage of women and forcing them to do a nude scene. I should have never been sent here, and now you guys have offered the part. What are we going to do? You've offered me the lead role. I've wasted my time. What's going to happen? Well, I'll tell you what. Why don't you come back one more time? We'll run over some stuff with you. I said, no nudity? Well, I said, I'm not doing nudity, and there's no point in me coming back if I'm going to lose a role. And I'm not thinking, I don't know if this is Harvey Weinstein or Weinstein. He said Weinstein. I don't know that. I don't connect the dots.
Harvey Weinstein. Yeah.
And the whole time, the guy that's his brother, and I'll never forget the way he looked. The guy's on his truth. I really just noticed that Harvey was like a bulldog. He was standing when everybody else was relaxed. If he shot a look across the room to one of the guys, they got tense. His brother got tense. Don't think I didn't pick up on that. Don't think that's why I didn't get his face. But I never put together, I thought his brother was a director. I never put together that he was anybody special. I never put together this guy owns Miramax. This guy's one, I don't know who he is. I figure they're in suits, but they're not in they have a suit coat on, but they don't have ties or anything. It's relaxed. It's not like they're all dressed up. And they're all surrounding me. Just imagine being in a room full of men, not one woman in there, not one woman outside the door. Thank God I had the Bowie knife. Well, then he goes, well, then he got mean. Well, you're a young actress. What have you done? Real ugly. I said, well, I do some series work. I do commercial work. I model. Oh, you model. You model, huh? How is that going to help your career? I said, well, I tell you what, how it helps my career. I make a hell of a lot of money doing it. I'm doing a lot of swimwear, but you won't do nudity. What kind of swimsuits do you wear? Just totally freaking changed on me. I said, I wear bikinis. Oh, I see here you like doing bikini contests. I said, I didn't put that down. My agent put that down. I'm not happy about that. Yes, I've won some bikini contests, but I've only done that at the request of a hotel I was in once. My friends were in once. It's quick money. Why am I going to turn down $1,500 to $2,000? My friend, I dropped out of contest because she said if I was in it, she would win. Yvette Ramos, I said, The prize was for the Kidney Foundation, and they wanted me to be in it. It was at Cape Canaveral Beach, where the Nassau and stuff is, and there were twin guys there, and they loved me. They said, "You'll win." And these girls, Carolyn, these girls wear dental floss. They have nothing over the top. It just crisscrosses. They call it a one piece. It's ridiculous.
It's a bandage.
It just goes over the nipple.
Isn't it called a bandage?
It's less than that, Carolyn.
Less than a bandage.
We call it dental floss.
Oh.
We call it dental floss.
Dental floss.
It just goes up your butt. Yeah. Mm. And then they have what they call a Jane bag. That's as sexy as I got. And the Fox ladies bought it for me, and I couldn't really. It was hard to wear. It has a thong, and then over it, it has like a Jane. You know how Jane has that jagged little loincloth. Mm-hmm. So in the back, it has this. But if the wind blows, then your whole butt cheeks are showing.
And you wore that?
So I was. Huh?
You wore that?
Yeah, I wore that one day when we were, but you couldn't see my butt. It was covered by the cloth, but I always made sure I wasn't in the wind.
Yeah.
Huh?
Unless the wind blew.
And I told them I can't wear it. I couldn't wear it for personal reasons. I'll just admit that was guys listening. I'm embarrassed to say this. I was embarrassed then. I was on my time of the month. And I'm a Southern girl. We don't do. My parents wouldn't even let me to wear certain feminine products, if you know what I mean. God, this is embarrassing. So she was like, "Oh, poor little thing. She's a Southern girl. She's a virgin. We have to. She can't wear that." I wore the bathing suit one day, and then I was allowed to wear one that wasn't like that, and I was really nervous. I was always conscious that we were under a tarp, so it wasn't like we were out on the beach, thank God, so the wind couldn't catch me because it was cold. You can't get in the water there. And then they have Playboy right there, and the girl's naked on the Playboy. She just took her shirt off. Did the bikini contest? Honey, I never did that. I didn't even wear a Jane back in it. Well, I got to keep my swimsuits that they bought me.
It's not healthy. It's not healthy to borrow them.
No, they bought them for me. I picked them out. They told me what they wanted. And then actually Miller Beer girls were there. There were about 14 of them. They all had on heavy makeup. And I don't lay out in the sun. I'm very careful because I'm a bear. And I had a light tan. And we got all the traffic. All those girls from Hawaii Tropic, they over-tanned.
Oh my gosh, they used to sell the oil in a bottle, and people used to put it on, just lather it on. There's no sunscreen whatsoever. They just oiled up.
Right, right. And they look like leather.
Luggage,
you got
like luggage now.
Girls
it's bad. And you had some smoking and some
I don't
drinking.
like him.
Samsonite.
He's a bad guy. Ron Rice was a bad guy. I don't know what he's like now. But back then, he thought he was Hugh Hefner, and he married this girl named Darcy Lapierre, and she and I worked in a lot of movies together. She's real pretty now. She's older, and she married that guy that owned Herbalife. That's her third husband, and he died in a weird way. I think she killed him.
It was foul play.
Yeah, let me tell you something. When she married Ron Rice, he was like the Hugh Hefner, and he's rich.
Oh yeah.
He had a statue of her, and of course she was in his contest. And she's real pretty. Well, she was back then. And okay, she lied about her age.
Yeah.
I imagine she was about 35.
Sure.
She might have been 40. She's real petite. She's gorgeous. She is. You look at old pictures of Darcy Lapierre. She's got dark hair. She's gorgeous. She's French. So, I was like, come and see if I had Darcy. And they asked her to do what is the name of that movie? I was in a B movie, the one that the first movie I was ever in when I hit Orlando. I was in a B movie, and I didn't wear short skirts. I did when I modeled, but only when I modeled. But when I started acting in Florida, they're very body conscious.
Yeah.
You do a lot of body work.
Sure.
And so Ashley Dane was a casting agent. She used to work on a soap opera. I never saw her. I never saw her soap opera. She's a pretty woman, real sweet woman, real attractive.
The Young and the Restless?
And she probably, I don't know.
Oh, my
Just know she was in the soap. I didn't watch that much soap. So she was the casting. You don't have to pay her. It was wonderful. I just saw it in the trade papers. So what was the damn name of that movie? Well, okay, so I auditioned. A lot of my friends auditioned. Yvette, that girl was in it, Yvette Ramos. I dropped out of that bikini contest because she was just convinced I was going to win because I had won the preliminaries. Her mom and dad not her mom and dad. Her mother, a single mother, and her brother was 11 years old. And if I talk broken English, forgive me. I try to talk straight because I'm educated.
Yeah.
I know how to talk right. So, and they, like I said, they make you lose it. And even now, if my voice was clear, like when I was auditioning for Hank Williams a couple of years ago, that's the only movie, and that's why I auditioned for it, because, they have a country, you can do a country Southern accent. So, anyways, Darcy Lapierre married Ron Rice. They got married, and he found out, they had a baby, and he found out she was not divorced. It was polygamy. What do you call it? Not polygamy, bigamy. She was still married. So she ran off with Jean-Paul Van Damme. Do you know who he is? The karate guy? He does all the karate moves. No, Jean-Claude Van Damme. He's Belgian French. He's French too. She was gorgeous. She was at the height of her beauty. I think she's probably about 35 to 40, but she didn't look it. And they ran off while she was married. She had a major affair with him. Here's the dirt. When they were down in my home state in New Orleans, Louisiana, I'd already left Florida to come back home. They raped a girl, him and her, got a girl, drugged her up, drugged her drink, and she ended up in their hotel room, and it hit the press, but then they squashed it. And she wanted to sue them, the two of them, not just him. She cooperated with drugging her, doing all that stuff. So they squashed that. There's still people, there's press agents like that scum Marty Singer. He gets a lot of people off. He's a scumbag. And the other scumbag that defended Michael Jackson, he's another one. Anyways, so then Jean-Claude Van Damme don't want to marry her.
Do you like the one for Bob Shapiro for OJ? Do you like him?
I don't like him.
No.
I didn't like any of the lawyers from OJ. I felt sorry for Kardashian because I think he realized who he was, and it was too late.
Interesting. Yeah.
I think he might have done something
to
hide evidence.
Sheck is kind of slimy. Barry Sheck,
yeah,
the other guy.
Yeah, I don't like him at all. I don't trust him. I don't even trust the Innocent Projects. I don't believe any of those defense crap that they put on Netflix. If y'all believe that, give me a break. That's all set up by the movie business.
You think so?
That horrible. Huh?
You think so?
I know so.
Oh.
You know that guy, Michael Peterson?
Oh, yeah, I know. He killed that other lady. I'm telling you.
Yeah. And 100%. They did that whole thing. He looked ridiculous in that.
The owl thing. That was so crazy, the owl thing.
Oh, it's so stupid. The owl lived in the South. My dad had a big-ass mockingbird. Get on his head, girl.
That was a microscopic.
I opened the door, and there's this damn mockingbird.
And
it's attacking his head. And my daddy's laughing. So I got a story about that. Back to Harvey.
Yeah.
He starts to put the heat on me, and I had that knife, and I pulled it out. I said, remember I told you what I was? I don't do nudity. And I called him Mr. Weinstein. Are you Mr. Weinstein? And they went, ho, 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 ho. I said, I'll break you down, arm and stab you. You don't know me. Now, I've had enough. You want the part? You want to give me the part? I don't do nudity. I've got this girl's comp card right here. You have a comp card. It's called a composite. And I had copies of people's books. I had a little copy of, like I have a copy right now of one of that girl's books that she did it in a mini size because she knows I meet people. I was her agent. I was also a talent. So she was like, here, Trish, take my book. She was in the Brooks and Dunn thing that I cast for her. And boy, folks, when you see people on the internet say casted, oh, dear God, it's not casted. It's cast. C-A-S-T. Please don't embarrass yourself and say I was casted. You weren't. You were cast. Please. I'm a perfectionist.
Right.
So Harvey threatens me a little. He's posturing. He's bowed up. I said, I'll break your young arm. Well, repeat what I said. Some Cajun cussing going on. So I said, I'll take the job. And then the guy jumps up that I think was his brother. It looks exactly like him, except he's just aged. And I said, I'm not interested in doing nudity, but I'll take it. And he goes, look, we like you. We're interested. Let me talk to him. And maybe he said his name, Carolyn. Honestly, if I were to tell you that I remember.
Was Harvey Weinstein like, hey, you know what? So people would kill to be in your position. You better just do this.
He got up and he postured in my face. And I grabbed his arm and I said, put your arm on my neck. And he starts giggling like, and he thinks he's a big swinging dick. And I said, go ahead, grab me. I'm going to show you what I'm like. That's when I'm trying to show you. God dang it, I wish I could show y'all. It's so easy, and every woman needs to learn.
I wish I could have seen you do that in TJ
He
Maxx.
did it exactly perfect. I stomped his toe, had on steel cowboy boots. They're special made. The back heel is cut this special stuff they put on there for me, and I even wanted spurs. I said, I almost wore my spurs. I wish I had, because you know what we do with those spurs, don't you, darling?
You dig them into the people, right?
We cut them.
You cut them, yeah.
All you have to do is put your boot and you slash somebody with those things.
Yeah. And then you got the Bowie knife. And just tell me something.
Yeah,
I would have really liked...
but it's not even worried about it. No. He thinks he's confident. He's intimidated me. Mm-hmm. And I would be lying if I tell you I didn't start to get, that flight or fight.
Oh, yeah, yep.
Where your heart starts beating real
Adrenaline
fast.
Is
and
pumping
you
like
feel
crazy.
sick to your stomach.
Oh, yeah.
It wasn't adrenaline. Like
no?
when my loved one was killed, it's fear.
Yeah.
I was scared.
Yeah.
And I
said, your adrenaline pumping too. Yeah, it does.
Because I got a bunch of men surrounding me. They're all surrounding me. One damn woman in there. Nobody's got my back. I'm alone. There's nobody outside those doors.
Sure.
I was ready to kill these people. I thought I was going to be raped. I didn't know what was going to happen when I told them no nudity. And why the hell are you asking? I shouldn't even be sitting here. I wasn't cocky. I was sweet. I was like, I don't do nudity. Real high. I don't do nudity. I'm, sorry. I said my mother was Baptist, and they went to the Baptist church, and then I go to the Catholic, and I was married. They didn't know that. They don't like that. Mm-hmm. My husband would have slit their throats. He could do stuff to me, but you damn well couldn't. Mm-hmm. And he wore a size 14D shoe, same size as the guy I'm with now. But my ex-husband was a white-collar criminal. The guy made $14,000 a month.
Insurance
and we had an import-export business.
Oh, not insurance.
And he still needed more money.
Oh, okay.
He was a bad guy. You don't touch his little, play toy. Mm-hmm. So Pat would have killed him. I was married to a Pat. So he would have killed him. He would have.
Where is he now? Is he in the slammer?
No. Are you kidding?
No.
Real criminals never get caught,
They
Carolyn.
never get caught.
Y'all are naive. Y'all need to get some street smarts. Y'all think Chris Watts, and you try to make him out like he was this master criminal.
Oh, no, he was a terrible criminal. He was a terrible criminal.
but people always have these ideas that, like, well, did someone else kill him? No. He killed him. Did Nicole know? I don't know. Was Nicole having sex with 3 men? I don't know. I can only,
I think
think
she would
he
have done
could
the
have
nude
been.
scene probably in that
But
movie, right?
did you notice in the ID they kind of made her out to
Yeah.
be heroic?
Yeah.
I hated that. So back to Harvey. So Harvey, I wrote it down. I have my punchline. So I'm saying I lived on a river. I'm just going to do the short one. Next to 500 acres of state park. And when they asked me what it was, I pulled it out and I said, "This is home shit shy. I'm half Louisiana Cajun, half hillbilly." When he asked me to do a nude scene, oddly, no one pushed me until I said no. It caught me off guard. It was my first female role. That's where the panic set in because they were so nice to me. It was taken away, but that's okay, Shaw. I can sleep at night because old Harvey got to keep his ball, and I got a good story to tell. Lucky us. Don't ever mess with a Louisiana half Cajun, half hillbilly skin walking crazy woman. That's my story of Harvey Weinstein.
Okay, but can I just ask one more question because it's late and we have to end it here. We can do this another time. But listen, how did this thing? I would like to have seen how this happened in TJ Maxx. Just how did that conversation start?
In TJ Maxx?
Yeah, you just told me you showed the girl in TJ Maxx how to break someone's arm.
Oh yeah, I showed the girl today. I was
but how
out.
How did that conversation start? Like, were you just looking at blouses?
We were talking about, crime and somebody being killed and that, and I just talked to people. I don't know. We just started talking. We were women. We're bored. And she was a salesperson. There wasn't really many people in. My boyfriend was already pissed at me because I was talking. And he walked out the door. He's not pissed at me. He just,
I know. And you're like, look, I'm not coming out. I'll come out when I'm good and ready, right?
Well, I was rambling like we do here.
Yeah.
So I got to tell you, okay, so when I met Patrick Swayze, it was on that Super Force. He was leaning against the car. They got some real jerks sometimes on set. This prop master, he was all flirty with me because I had this short dress. When I brought it back home, my dad goes, "Here's your shirt, honey." And I go, "Daddy, that's my dress." Because I was playing this part of this girl that was a biker girl and probably part-time call girl. But I wasn't. I was just in for the day. I just had lines for that day. It wasn't like, I was co-starring. Those are the roles I wanted. When Harvey took that role away from me, what they did was they called me back in and everybody was gone except for a few guys. He wasn't there. And the guy told me, one of the nice guys, he was scared to death. He was shaking. It still wasn't, I still didn't put it together. I just thought it was some, young company. I didn't think it was anybody. And he goes, "Wow, you scared the shit." He didn't say shit. He said the F word. "You scared the what out of everybody." I said, "Really? Well, I don't do nudity." And he kept pressuring me. He goes, "Wow, that was something when you put that arm move on and you had to teach me that." I said, "Well, you don't mess with me. I was in a room full of men. It was late. It was after, it was late in the evening. And then I got to drive all the way back home. I didn't have a cell phone. So I was in that office with no way to call anybody. Right. There was no phones. There was nothing. And it was a big room and they had already filmed me. And he goes, "Well, that's his brother and he's really upset. He really likes you and he's fighting for you." He goes, "But I don't know what's going to happen." He goes, "Because it's his decision." And he points right at, he's like, "Harvey," and he is pissed. And I said, "Well, I'm sorry. I'm sorry I was rude. But pressuring me is not the way to get me to do something. That's the way to anger me." He goes, "Boy, you got a temper." I don't raise my voice when I'm mad at all. I growl at you. I get my voice tone goes, I don't really know what I do. I say a couple of things like, I'm fixing to hurt you, or maybe I lash. I just lash out.
Yeah.
But I'm going to tell you a story next real quick, why I'm the way I am. When I was a little girl, my mother worked full-time. My daddy worked full-time for the school board. He started out as a teacher and a coach, and he went on, and he kept getting more education. We'd go to Oklahoma for a year, and he had a National Science Foundation grant. He get his geology degree. He went to Texas A&M, another grant, get another degree. Went to LSU, got his master's degree. He's like, oh, I need to get my PhD. I'm like, Dad, I was just a little girl. It was fun. I loved it. I miss South Louisiana. And we were around a lot of young people. It was very multicultural because we had a lot of people in Oklahoma. We would go to powwows, and my dad, they would say to us, you're one of us. Your little girl's so pretty. She's got that light, hair. And that's the first time I ever heard maize. And but she looks Indian. And my mother put a little black wig on me, and they laughed and laughed and said, yeah, she looks just like us. There was a guy named Johnny Thundercloud, and he would charge like white women like $20 to dance with him. And he had like a long line. He was gorgeous. He had long black hair. And my mom and me were sitting in the bleachers in this little gym where we would have it. And there was this Indian lady, and her hair was down past her knees. It was drop dead gorgeous. And my mom goes, your hair is so beautiful. She didn't speak very much English. And she goes, how do you take such good care of your hair? What do you wash it in? She goes, Tide. And my mom goes, huh? She goes, Tide. And she kept just saying that. And my mother figured out it was Tide washing powder.
Tide?
The girl's hair was Tide, Tide. And so the next one is, let me see, I have all this written down. So, let me see, I have so many stories, Jesus. What were y'all talking about? Oh, I know. You were talking about the lie detector test, weren't you? And you said at the beginning of your show.
Oh, wait. That was like about 6 hours ago.
Yeah, what were you talking about?
They said that a pain pill could help somebody pass a lie detector test.
Yeah, it can. Guess what happened to me when I was really, really young, I guess just a little bit past 19, I wanted to do part-time work for a jewelry store. Now, you have to understand, in the South, they were really strict about marijuana. They still are, even though they're fixing to pass medical marijuana, which I'm so thankful for, because CBD oil really helped me. It's helping me a lot. So it doesn't have any, THC in it. I'm really hoping this Marinol will I can get off pain medicine, because there's way too many side effects that are it's killing my voice. It's ruined it. And I have never smoked. I hate smoke. I don't drink because it makes me hyper. And the last time you talked to me, I've been having migraines because I've been in 3 car wrecks. I was injured really badly. It's a long story. But all this is health. This is not from lifestyle. I can't help it. And sometimes my voice will clear up, and we don't know why. Oh, and by the way, y'all want to get upset for me? They're killing my people. Louisiana has the highest cancer rate, more than any other United States, state in the United States. We have 50 times the cancer rate, the national. Can you imagine living in a town which used to have DuPont chemical?
Oh, you got to get out of here. There's a whole Netflix thing about that DuPont chemical thing.
Wait. It wasn't even on Netflix that I learned about it. We got all kinds of chemical plants in Louisiana. I live in a huge city. I live at the Port of Shreve. That was what it was originally named. They thought it was going to be a big port. Well, it was a big port. It was named Port of Shreve. Like New Orleans, when the French sold us the Louisiana Purchase. I mean, that's a deal. I think they paid $14 million back when we got the Louisiana Purchase. all these states, that's not just Louisiana, they just were hoping they would get that waterway port in New Orleans, which is a busy port, and was a busy port. And, they got the whole shebang all the way up to Missouri. They got provinces in Canada. I mean, all the Mississippi River. There's so many states that is part of the Louisiana Purchase that would cost trillions of dollars, but the French needed money for the war. And we are still, all the United States has counties, not us. We have parishes. We're under Napoleonic code law. We're still French law. The Spanish owned us first. Louisiana is a Spanish name, not French. And then the Cajuns, they just left them out on the docks to starve. It was horrible what the Cajun people have gone through. And they weren't just mean to Cajuns. Carolyn, you know what WAP means? That means without papers. Yeah. A lot of people, they put that stamp and they used it as a slur. They called Irish people harps. I can't believe one of my Cajun friends. I'll just go ahead and say it. Don't ever call me a red bone unless you want to die. My dad had somebody say that. That is a slur, and it is the N-word to me. Mm-hmm. It means if you say you're a red bone. See, because so many Cajuns, we have Indian blood in us. So a lot of us are dark.
Wasn't that the name of a group, though, Redbone? It was.
Redbone, baby.
Sang,
I don't.
Yeah, no, I can tell you.
Leon Redbone.
No, the group was called Red. I'm telling you. Listen, they sing.
I'll look it up.
I can thinking of the song. It's playing in my head. It's a love song. Somebody in the chat will know. It's not Redbone is.
I know Leon Redbone. He's a musician.
No, but a group is called Redbone.
That's an insult. Please don't ever say that.
But it's a group. I'm just telling you, there's a name of a group, and they sing. What is that song? Let me see. I'm going to tell you right now what it is because it's driving me crazy.
I have the papers from when my people were indentured servants. That's a slave, but they just let them have the blanket and gave them minimal food and worked them to death.
I'll tell you what it is. I'll tell you. Come and get your love. You heard that song, right? Come and get your. You know that one, right?
No, hum it to me. Come and get your love.
Yeah, that's
baby.
That's it.
Come and get your love.
That's it.
Okay, yeah. I know that. I didn't know that was. That's
the name of the group. That is. I'm telling you, Foxibot. That is the name of the group.
Oh, I believe you. Like down here we say, like when those chiens were bothering you, those couchon chiens, that means pig bitches. Dog is chien in French, New French, and Old French. That's an insult. So if you say, I got an envie for some boudin, or you could say, I got that girl, she got the envie for my man, that's what I'm fixing to lead into. Because you're going to learn about the voodoo. We make fun of people and we scare them. Because I have the gree. Yes, I do. Don't mess with this skinwalker. I know Indian occult mysticism. I had a priest at my house for 8 years, Father Butch. He also was a clinical psychologist, and he also was in the
Oh, I thought you were going to say
Father Butch Burley. He's dead now. He died of a heart attack. I told him not. He used to come and eat at my house 2 or 3 times a week. We had all these young people. It was really a sad time. Mm-hmm. Our friend Chris died, Chris and Carol. He died of Ondine's curse. Have you ever heard of that?
No.
He was so good looking. He's Cajun. He's real fair complected because he has Spanish in him. People don't realize we have Spanish too. Cajuns can be Irish, German, Dutch. They call people down here Dutchy boy. I got one of my grandfathers is Dutch. He dropped the part of his name they spell it Buskirk with the onlots over the German onlots over the letters, but he dropped that because of the war. Because everybody, even my grandmother was like those Nazis. Everybody hated anything German, so he didn't want to sound. He'd already lived here before. Hell, he was born. My parents were older. My parents didn't think they could have any more children.
Right. Yeah.
My mother was a crime victim. We didn't know for a long time. It was very violent, and that experience, she thought, after my brother, was a miracle. And so I was born really late, and I actually wondered if I was adopted, because my aunt had a child out of wedlock, and my uncles and aunts adopted him, and I looked just like her. And twins running our family. It wouldn't bother me if I was.
Did you find out for sure? Did you find out for sure?
No. My parents are the generation. If my cousin didn't even know.
They're not going to tell you. I guarantee you, they're not going to tell you if you were. They're just going to, they wouldn't tell you.
Well, and I know about my health, and I love my parents, but it's really weird because my Aunt Shirley, and it was Shirley Kay and Betty Fay on the, not the Cajun side, with the German Dutch side. And my grandfather, he was a blacksmith, and he owned his own blacksmithing business. And my other granddaddy they owned like hotels and land. They were gentrymen. And then my step granddaddy, who was the only granddaddy I ever knew, I called him Papa. He owned a ranch. He worked the hell out of. They had 10 kids, him and my grandmother. Oddly enough, my grandmother was a business teacher. Now let me tell you when they were born.
Okay, well why don't we Foxibot, wait. Why don't we put a bookmark right there, because it's almost 6 a.m.
Oh, Jesus Christ, I stayed up all night.
I know you stayed up all night.
Hey, let me tell you one thing. Can I tell you one thing?
Sure, quick.
I want to ask you a question. When is the initiation when I get bit? Because I can't do these late night with you vampires. I swear to God, when I was on that first night, I was hyper as hell. But you know what?
Foxibot, I don't think I said anything. You would go straight on through to like noon. I think so. I have all these stories, and I have one about the voodoo doll. My maid bought me a voodoo doll, and I ran over it with a toy car. I was going to burn it and put it in the water, and she's Creole. You don't give your own a nun, your mama a heart attack. And she's country, too. She's lived up in Shadow. Y'all don't understand. But even in the modern times, she grew up on a plantation. She was never educated. I had to teach her how to read and write. It's terrible. Yeah. And so some of that exists. Most other people are good, but they exist. So she told me, this is real quick. I'm going to end with this. Okay. My ex-husband was abusing me. Here I am in the business. I got to look good. This guy trying to hit me, hurt me. So he shocked me with electric fence. I know a Chris Watts. You know what he told me? I work with electric fences with those horses. I'm not afraid of them. He goes, touch the fence, touch the fence. I go, I'm not afraid of the fence. I worked around them. I'm not afraid. Just touch it so you won't be afraid. When I touched it, guess what happened? I got knocked to the ground. Never in my life have I ever touched a fence and been shocked. He turned the voltage.
It felt like I had a heart attack. I was insured for $350,000 at 23 years old. We owned 80 pieces of property. We owned an import-export business. He was also insured for that much. I didn't even know I was insured. Then I nearly got killed again. So my maid knows all this is going on. I love her like a mother. And my mother was very busy with trying to help make, ends meet. We had a middle class life. So she says, we're going to go to the voodoo woman, and I'm going to get me a voodoo doll. And I said, Maybelle, you're not going to pay no voodoo woman. Don't you use your money. Now, you know better than that. Don't you mess with the Greek. I'm going to do it. I'm going to fix his ass. Hurt my baby. And I would say, she would say, baby, hurt my baby. And I would say, okay, whatever. Well, I was having a bad day and I was sick. And I'd been in the hospital for 14 days. And he was mistreating me. So he came, she bought the voodoo doll. She took his fingernails and the hair from his brush and they stuck it in the doll. It's creepy as hell.
Yeah.
And she, it's not on the outside like these stupid movies. And then she goes, you know, Shaw? And I was like, what? She goes, one time I had me this man, he was a good man, and she'd been beaten by her first husband bad. And the people that on the plantation almost killed him and said, you're divorced. They loved her, but they should have educated her and let her go to school. Her mother died in birth. So anyway, so she said, and my girlfriend, she done took me away from him. And he was a good man. He bought me things. And she was really poor. And she goes, I had to cut her. Don't ever let another woman come and sleep in your bed. This is how I grew up. So she goes and buys, and she just said, I had to cut her as if, well, I was just cleaning the house, and then, I got irritated. This woman took it, and I just had to cut her, just like that. Matter of factly, I was 13 years old.
Yeah.
13, she's telling me this. Yeah. So, she was real good to me. I was sick, and she took care of me. She used to make me black pepper voodoo tea. It was horrible. And so she went and got this doll, and she got all these clippings. She even got some blood.
Oh, my
she goes, when he shaved, what I did, when he shaved, he cut himself. So she took the blood. And that's bad. That's a black magic. That's the occult. And they believe in the lowest, and the lowest come down. And do you know what happens? What I've seen, this mafia guy was, in Cajun, capo means coward. And in Italian, it means captain in those mafia situations. Well, we have that down here. We call him the head cocodrie. So this guy, he was a young punk, and he was good looking. He's like, I want to go to voodoo, and I know you don't want to. They have big bonfires. It scared the hell out of him. I'll tell you about that later. So my maid, I'm cutting up because I believe in Jesus. So I always call it my Jesus Greek. But I am superstitious, and I do believe that there can be bad. There was a demon in my hall for years, and it would get ice cold because my mother stupidly bought us a Ouija board, and we didn't know what we were doing.
Stay away from that Ouija board. Do not even bring that
I was
thing
only
in the
a
house.
child. It scared the hell out of me.
Yeah, I know, but just get away from it.
Well, I burned it. My mother got furious at me. And it didn't even really burn all the way.
I know.
I was terrified. We have a long hall in our house, and I lived in the front. You're Catholic. You know they have mysticism. I would say the St. Michael's prayer of exorcism. The Holy Spirit, I'm not evangelical, but right now as I talk about that, up my spine and everything, I've been having all these tingles because I've been praying. You put salt around your house. That's what the voodoo queen does. So she brought the doll up, and I'm cutting up. I'm sick. So I'm in my pajamas or gown, and I'm at the kitchen table. It's a beautiful day. And I go, let's burn it. She goes, oh, my God, you're going to give me a heart attack. I said, no, let's burn it. No, baby, no. And so then I said, well, let's drown it. And I'm laughing. I'm a cut up. And I'm giggling. And she, you're going to give me, she's dead. She's freaking out. And so I said, I got a toy Hot Wheels car, a green convertible. I wish the hell I could find it because it was at my mom's. I packed it up when I left him, put it in my mama's house. And I'm having to unpack all that because she passed. Had a horrible story. Don't even want to talk about. That crap with that girl, Amber. Oh, my God. When that lady got on the stand, she reminded me, oh, my God. Her and that maid, the babysitter.
Oh, the one with the big red flower?
The one that babysat the kids, and then
Miss
Amber,
Joy?
the mother.
Miss Joy?
Huh?
Miss Joy.
Yeah. She reminds me of somebody that helped take care of me, my mother.
She was a nice lady.
I loved her. I wish we could buy her a car.
You can. She works at Publix, Foxibot. If you live near there, she works at Publix.
We don't have Publix where I live, but we had them in Florida. We thought they were called Pubics.
Oh, boy.
We were like, what is that? No, but Publix, at least they pay decent. But bless her heart, she said that she just didn't want to be beholden. And one of the girls, I paid the girls, because the services were costing $10,000 a month, and they weren't trained. As for nurses, they sent me, people didn't know what they were doing. My mother was hurt. She ended up dying from a wound that looked like it had blown a hole through her. Oh, you could see the bone. I had her okay, and then I kept calling the police, and they were really nice, but nothing's been done. It's really bad. Yeah. And I'm kind of hopeful because a huge article came out in the paper about all this stuff that relates to my case and how the senators are going to investigate. So, I'm praying to Jesus, I'm praying so hard that I can write the governor and some of the senators and, just major political people and even the president. I don't care. Y'all got to pray for me that, whether you like Trump or not, we got to pray that he answers. He did that stuff for that woman, that Kim Kardashian got that woman out of prison. I'm going to ask him, how about me? Do I get some justice from my murdered person and my family that suffered and was tortured and starved to death and had a hole in their backs, low down? It's horrible, Carolyn, what I went through. It's more horrible what they went through. And then my dad, that's vehicular homicide. Now we think my brother was murdered. Who dies 2 weeks after a cancer diagnosis? Yeah, he had stage 4. He did not want to die. His ex-wife was still living with him. I think she thought she was going to get some money because when my one person died, they got money. So I think she wanted more. She's a very bad person. She lost her job as a nurse. Now, I don't know, but I just think it's weird. Plus, I was his only living relative. Well, my mother was alive, but she was in no condition to be. I mean, I was desperately trying to save her and keep her out of danger. So, I've got all that going on. And my cousins went over there, and no one calls me. This woman is not even married to my brother. They'd already gotten a check. And I honestly can't remember, you guys. I had a nightmare the other night. It was so horrible. I dreamed the bed was shaking. That scared the hell out of me, and I don't scare easily. I got up and said this prayer of St. Michael. I rebuked everything in the name of Jesus. Carolyn, you know what the prayer of St. Michael is. You're Catholic.
Right.
So I know you're not supposed to do the exorcism prayer, but I did it. I'm not doing anything. I mean, I might as well be a virgin. I'm sick. My boyfriend don't like that I'm so honest, but I'm hurt and sick, and I don't have relations because I've been sick. I've been flat on my back. This is the first weekend I've got out in months, and I've had this feeling of I'm actually very happy, but I've been going through like in April when I was on your show, probably one of the reasons I was hyper, and I don't like talking about the murder because, and the possible murder. And then, I mean, the woman that hit us, she didn't even pay for my car. She hit us in an Lexus XUV. My dad eventually died because of the defibrillator, which is a 1 in a million chance. She hit us so hard, we had both our seat belts on, our lap belt, and our cross belt. I looked right at my daddy because I was worried. He was driving. We'd been up since 7 o'clock that morning. She hit us about 5 o'clock in the afternoon on this little bridge, and we were at a yield sign, and I don't know what the woman was doing because he was a neighborhood. I haven't been hit that hard since I was hit by that mad truck. And I looked at my father, and I saw him in his chest and face, the upper portion of his body, right where that defibrillator is, slammed against the steering wheel. He grabbed a hold of it and the side of his face, and it knocked it out. That's what happened. He had no symptoms.
Yeah.
The minute that we got in the wreck, he couldn't breathe. He was in great shape. He goes, I'm going to outlive your mother, because he was on a diet. He exercised. He worked. He came out of retirement. He said, I like people. I can't stay at home. I don't like retirement. He was probably the oldest living blackjack dealer in the state of Louisiana. He was a blackjack dealer. He was a math teacher. Hell, people love to go gambling with my family because we all know how. I went to blackjack school with him. I didn't want to do it. I was his buddy. I just kept him company. But everyone loved him. I mean, I've had hell. I lost my health. Do you know how hard it is? Like, I was trained by a nurse from the hospital how to turn her, but that's dead weight.
Yeah.
And you have to be very careful you don't hurt them. The money that it costs, there's a lot of people, Carolyn. It's a conspiracy to hide a crime. I talked to a lawyer in Texas. She won $5 million for her client that was in the same situation that I'm in, and she couldn't take in my case because it's in Louisiana. And I told her, you give them hell. You give them hell. It's a conspiracy because it's something happened. Like, it's just like this guy that was raped in Florida. He was laying on his stomach after surgery, and an orderly or someone came in there and raped him. Okay, so that's pretty much like what happened to my loved one. They went in the hospital. They were just in there for tests, no surgery, no surgical procedures, no prep stuff, nothing. And they came out messed up, and then they got attacked.
Yeah. Well,
so it was horrible. They hire criminals.
Right. I think that we have to get it's 6 now, so you need to
get
rest.
Yeah, I know. Carolyn, I can't
Don't worry
believe
about
we've
it.
done this.
You
this
can
is
come
it
back
for
again.
me.
You can come back again. It's
well,
okay.
I don't want to monopolize and get people pissed because I really don't. I have to be in bed. This is a one-off for me. You know, I hope I really could do a better job. I really should have just read the story. But yeah, Harvey Weinstein, when I called the Washington Post, I told them exactly what happened. This is what the guy said to me. Well, what did you do? I'm like, well, I was a working actress, you know. I did television commercials. I did infomercials. I did industrials for Disney. I worked with Tom Selleck and Carol Kane and Roy Schneider, and I was in an HBO movie. I mean, it's on my resume. And he goes, you don't even list your commercials because you do so many if you're a good actress. I do behind the scenes work, and I want to direct. And he was like, well, you're not famous. So they didn't even care. And my story is an empowering one because he did rape me. I didn't buckle. But you know what they told me? My friends told me when they found it out, they didn't even want me to tell the story because so many people got backlash that did tell their stories.
Right.
But I wasn't raped. Thank Jesus, I had that big ass Bowie knife. Thank Jesus I knew how to protect myself. I told my ex-husband, and he wanted to kill the guy.
Oh,
They
yeah.
were already packed up and gone. I told him, I said, they don't play down here. All I got to do is call 911 because I had another guy that was a comedian from the Saturday Night Live. I loved him. I couldn't wait to meet him. He attacked a 15-year-old girl. I was on the set. He chest bumped me. He's humongous. Has a big old gut. And I said, sir, I was trying to be nice. I said, I like you, but you can't. He has a gorgeous wife. I could call the tabloids, Carolyn.
She left him.
I
Harvey's
need
wife,
the money right now.
She kicked him to the curb.
Do you know who I'm talking about? It's an older guy.
Oh, the older guy?
Okay, remember when Saturday Night Live, the first few, they had the big stars? This guy became an actor too. I don't know, hypothetically, he might have been in Driving Miss Daisy. That's just a hypothetical.
Oh.
I'm not saying he was. Do you know who I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Did you see Driving Miss Daisy?
Yes.
Did you see that movie with Macaulay Culkin?
Yeah. I know who you're talking about.
Yeah. Yeah. Did you see a movie with Fran Drescher and Donna Dixon? She was the guy that's the Saturday Night Live guy. He might have hypothetically played this guy that ended up being a pimp. It was a comedy. He married that girl, drop dead gorgeous girl.
And
about
I only know
30 years
from Mr. Sheffield, that one, yeah.
Yeah, Fran Drescher stops when she was real young. I met him later in life when he was old and fat. And I just thought he was going to be great. And that girl was either 14 or 15. She was hysterical, Carolyn. I told the reporter about that. I've never met any Illuminatis. People know I'm a Christian. If you're going to go in that business, guys, just have your morals about you. And girls, if you can't carry a Bowie knife and you can't take care of yourself, don't ever go to a hotel alone. Don't ever meet someone in a hotel.
Not without a Bowie knife.
Now, we'll out this guy, the guy that owns Banana Boat Suntan Oil.
Oh, yeah.
I met him in New Orleans, the owner of the company. I think his first name is Fred. He's a jerk.
Did he look like luggage?
He has really frizzy hair. Oh. He's a tall, big guy.
But what about his skin? Is it all luggagey looking? Leather?
Yeah, I think leathery? He's not good. He's gross.
Yeah.
He's gross. And I was probably about, hypothetically, I could have been about, let's see, how old was I? Hypothetically, I could have been 31. I was drop dead gorgeous. I had on a green mini dress, but it was real classy with pearls. It was a designer dress, but it wasn't a real short mini skirt. You understand? It was tight, and I had high heels. He took me down the French Quarters. He looked at my book. Everything started great. If you go to New Orleans, go to Le Pavillon. That's one of the most beautiful hotels I've ever seen in my life. It's like Europe. And he took me down there, and then he said, well, I've got a sweet book for you. And I went up by myself. I was dating my old boyfriend from Baton Rouge. He goes, do you want me to go with you? I go, no. Because I do know they don't like it when you have a boyfriend or husband. I never wore my wedding ring because you won't book the job. My girlfriend Pebbles, Playboy asked both her and me. I jokingly submitted both of our pictures. They called both of us. Right after we refused to do Playboy, guess who was on the cover? A red-headed girl who married, her sister married a rock star. They dyed her hair red, though. We were a redhead and a blonde. And when we refused, because I did it as a joke, the city goes, they called me. And I go, yeah, I figured they would. They want us both on the cover. She goes, you can do it. You can leave him. I go, I'm not doing that. I can make just as much money doing it, my career the right way. I don't need to do nudity. And she goes, well, that give you a fast ticket out of there. See, you have those devils on your shoulder.
Yeah.
You know, that's my friend. You have devils on your shoulder. And you'll know, like one time I went and auditioned, I think it was a porno movie. It was on the studio. It was at the studio. There was a woman there, a young woman. They put me in one of those damn Jane backs. And it was the weirdest audition of my life. And they had 5 categories, and the D category was the best. I had to wear this teeny weeny bikini. The Jane back barely covered my buttocks. But the girl was in the bathroom with me, was real sweet. It was at the lot on Universal. And then I went in the thing, and I had on this swimsuit, and I'm doing my lines in the swimsuit, and they're off camera, and I'm on this set that looks like, I don't know, it looked like a game show. It had this fake, living room. It was such a weird audition. And so then I was like, then they noticed that I was uncomfortable. So then this guy showed me this beautiful black and white footage, and he goes, this is the way we want to do it. This is what we want to look like. It wasn't a movie, it was an ad. And it was going to pay a lot of money. It was a commercial. It was going to be on television. They said it was going to be international. So I was all excited, and I went ahead and signed contracts that day. And I was in the top tier category. They told me how much money. I was thrilled, but it had a script. It was porno. I cried and cried, and my ex-husband, that ding-dong, he goes, well, your part's not. To me, it was porno. Maybe I was.
You're a little conservative. Maybe it wasn't. It was just something not so. Yeah.
Maybe it wasn't, but it seemed like to me, coming from the South, I cried, and I came back and I go, I can't do it. And another thing, the black and white footage he showed me, it was so beautiful. And, it was like really artsy. Like, what's that kind of lighting that they do? It's a French word. I'm tired of it. Like, well, I'll show you some pictures.
It's when they put like something on the lampshade, right? It's
film noir. Film noir. Film noir. Okay, film noir, the way they shot. There's a famous shot of the guy that played, that guy that killed his girlfriend. That's the old man actor, Robert Beretta.
Oh, okay.
Beretta.
Yeah.
Robert Blake.
Robert Blake.
That old guy.
Robert Blake.
Yeah, the old guy that killed us. Okay.
Yeah. The girlfriend was the one that was at Vegas. I think she was involved in Bonnie.
She was a hooker.
Bonnie was her name.
She was a hooker.
Yeah, she
and a low-class one, too. She was with Kristen Brandos. Oh, do you know about Francis Ford Coppola, who I loved, and I wanted to be in a movie? Do you know about him?
About Francis Ford from The Godfather?
I could never work for him, ever. Oh. Yeah, you can look on YouTube about this.
Okay.
He hired a pedophile, and the guy molested the lead little boy. He was the star of the picture, and he had groomed him. He had been at the Cannes Film Festival, that big French Cannes Film Festival. Dummies call it Cannes. It's Cannes.
Yeah.
So they were at the Cannes, and he was in a competition, and the prize was you get to do a movie with Francis Ford Coppola backing you. So his name is Victor, I think. He has an unusual name. I don't know if it's Spanish or what. It's not Italian, I don't think. So all along, he's been molesting and grooming this boy. The poor parents didn't know, and he was telling the child, if you tell anyone, this will, they won't let you do movies with me. So he got that movie. He videotaped the child when he was doing it. And they found the videotape, and he got sent to prison, but only for a little bit. It was horrible. Sodomized that boy. And for about 11 and a half months, see, people in the industry, we find out, we talk. Talent and agents talk. And we all know what's going on, and we know who the boogeyman is most of the time.
Right.
I didn't know the boogeyman was that one guy from SNL. I didn't know he was a boogeyman. And I got in his face. I've gotten in 3 people's face. Harvey Weinstein, a director that I did an industrial with on the lot at Disney, and he was all coked up, in my opinion. His pupils were dilated. He grabbed my friend that was about 92 pounds in the Florida heat and shook her just because she didn't stagger right. He said he wanted the line to stagger. So he was directing us, and it was 1920s costume. So we were in the frickin' Florida heat in wool and these horrible hats, and you wouldn't even recognize me. I had beautiful long hair. I looked gorgeous that day. And when they did my makeup at 5 in the morning, I looked like they put it all up under the hat, and they made my lips look like Cupid bow. And the guy goes, people were real anal back then. Don't smile. And he shook that girl. We were about in 103 heat. You know what they were yelling from the class? I pushed him in the chest. I can push a man down when my adrenaline gets going. I said, let me tell you something. I said, take your hands off of her right now. Well, people in the park thought we were filming a scene. It was really life happening, and my friends knew it. We had a lot of people on that set, and they were yelling, tell him, Clint, because they were calling me Clint Eastwood.
Yeah.
I go, let me tell you something. I'm a Louisiana Cajun. I'll kick your ass all over this lot. And then I just screamed. Oh, I threw my hat off. My hair came down. People thought it was part of the movie. It wasn't.
I think I think we're gonna. It's gonna shut down.
I'm sorry,
because we've been on so many hours. Like YouTube shuts you down after a while.
I don't mean to be rude.
No, save some stuff for the next time.
Okay, honey.
I'm so
sorry I kept
go over the,
I'm in trouble.
Just write it down.
I'm gonna
Make
have
sure
to
you
get
work
up and
it,
go.
Please.
What do you do? Do you sleep?
Well, yeah, I try to, but do you sleep?
You got kids, right?
Yeah, Gail. Yeah, I do.
I'm gonna have to get up. I can't lay in the bed. I got too much to do today, girl. I gotta go to bed at 10 o'clock. That's why I hadn't called in. I take my CBD all at 10.
All right,
the only reason I talk
we'll try to have an earlier night for you to come back.
Yeah, please, because I'm gonna be in so much trouble. I promised my boyfriend, and I actually don't want to do it. I wasn't lying in the comment section. I don't want to be up all night.
No.
It messes me up.
Yeah.
But I love you guys.
All right, love you
I
too.
can teach you more Cajun slang
Okay.
later. You can learn some really,
Thanks
and I'll speak it for you.
All right,
hon.
All right,
bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Okay. Bye. Thank you to our mods. I think we've pulled in all-nighter again. Thank you to everybody that stayed. And all right, I'm gonna get us out of here before something else happens. All right, take care. Bye, Foxibot. Thank you.